I'm Adam, functional bodybuilding coach and physical therapist. Today we're going to work on that overhead position. Okay, we're going to go through some thoracic spine movements, and then we're going to go through some shoulder flexion movements, and we'll finish with a little bit of active motion of those shoulders, really get you prepped, ready for an overhead position. So we're going to start laying on the side. Okay, from this position, knees are going to be pinched together. I want you to actively pinch those knees together. Hands are going to start together, and then I'm going to bring my elbow back. Draw that elbow back as far as I comfortably can, rotating through that thoracic spine, and then reaching the arm out, exhaling, and then bringing it back. Okay. Again, I want to emphasize this pinch on the knee. If you're not pinching through the knee here, it's likely that you're going to be moving through the hips or moving through the low back, and we want you to move through that thoracic spine. Okay. So elbow comes back, I reach the arm out, exhale, and then I bring the arm back. Okay, we're going to do 5 on this side, holding for just a few seconds in that end position. Elbow comes back, straighten the arm. Exhale, relax into this position. And we'll go one more. I'm still pinching those knees together, isolating that thoracic spine. Okay, same thing, we're going to switch to the other side. Knees pinched together, hands together, elbow comes straight back. Reaching that arm out, exhaling, and then I bring that arm back. Okay, 5 on this side, keep pinching those knees. Good. Big rotation through that thoracic spine. We'll go one more. Okay, so just worked on that thoracic rotation. Now we're going to work on a little thoracic extension. Right, thoracic extension would be that nice chest up position. So I'm going to use a foam roller. You can also use a bench for this one. I'm going to just put the foam roller down. I'm going to put this weight as sort of my anchoring point. You just need any anchoring point. It doesn't have to be a weight. It could be any stationary object. You could use your squat rack. You can use a band that's pulling you. Anything that is going to be relatively stationary that's going to stay there and kind of push you into this extension position. So I'm going to put that thoracic spine, that mid back, right on the foam roller. I'm going to reach into that overhead position, and then I'm just going to have that be my anchor point as I'm in this thoracic extension and overhead position. Okay? So I'm going to adjust just a little bit, just see if I can get this in a little better position. Roll this a little bit lower, scoop my butt back. I want a little bit more stretch into that overhead position. So from here, again, now I'm locked into that good overhead position. I'm feeling a little bit of stretch around the armpit region through those lats. I'm really feeling this foam roller dig into that thoracic spine, getting some good extension. And I'm just relaxing into this position as much as I can, okay? I'm allowing my shoulders to rotate naturally. I don't want to resist too much. I want to just kind of let them fall into a comfortable overhead position. There's a little bit of rotation that needs to occur when you're in that overhead position. So just allow that shoulder to rotate naturally, okay? We're going to hang in this position for about a minute. Keep exhaling, letting those shoulders come back, opening up that overhead position. ease out of that position. Awesome. So we're going to continue to emphasize that overhead position with our prayer stretch. So I'm going to use the bench for this one. Again, you don't need the bench for this one. Another way you can do this is just by using the wall and doing one arm at a time. So I'll show you a couple different variations on the bench. So my go-to option, I like to bend the elbows, bring the hands to my back, and then just sink my chest towards the floor. Okay? Sinking in, really feeling a stretch through that armpit region. And then I'm just going to hang here for a minute. Okay? So if this position is comfortable for you, keep hanging out here. This is not a comfortable position. You could try with the arms straight. So you go here, you can even walk back and put the arms straight like this. Again, this is still working on that overhead position, that shoulder flexion. Okay? If that's still uncomfortable, you can just try one arm at a time. So trying that prayer stretch with just one elbow on. So the elbow comes to the hand comes to the back, the elbow's on the bench, stretching through that armpit region. I'll show you on this side as well. So hand to the back, stretching right through this region here. So whichever one of those options is most comfortable for you, you can do that. Again, if you don't have a bench, do that same one arm prayer stretch, but just push against the wall instead of the bench. So I'm going to finish off this stretch with my two-handed prayer stretch like I started with. And I'm just going to hold here. Again, really opening up through that armpit region. Big exhales, sinking into that position. Okay, so I've opened up that thoracic spine a little bit. I've opened up this shoulder flexion a little bit. Now I'm just going to work actively in that shoulder flexion. So I'm going to be on my stomach. I'm going to start with my arms behind my back. Okay, just gently. It doesn't have to go as high as you can. Maybe just bring it just above the waistline. From there, I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down and back. I'm going to start moving the arms nice, slow, and controlled, keeping them away from the floor as much as I can, all the way up into this overhead position. Here in this overhead position, I'm going to hold for about 5 seconds. And then I'm going to bring it back. Okay? So I want this one to be challenging. I want you to really be working these muscles on the back side of the shoulder, trying to keep those hands away from the floor. So again, hands start behind the back. I pull my shoulder blades down and back, and then I start to rotate and move the arms slow and control up into that overhead position. I hold for 5 seconds as strong as I can, reaching towards the ceiling. And then I bring it back to that start position. Okay? I'm just going to go through about 5. Really reach towards that ceiling. Really work the backside of those shoulders during this movement. Shoulder blades come back. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're just going to go through 2 more. Again, start, shoulder blades come down and back. Keep those hands away from the floor. Hold in this end position, 5 seconds. And we're just going to go 1 more. Shoulder blades come back. Hands away from the floor. Hold in this end position. And relax. So, depending on how that thoracic spine feels, depending on how your shoulders, that overhead position feels, you can go through that same sequence 1 more time.